In this video, we're going to talk about Pascal's law. So, before we get started, I just want to apologize if you can hear any background noises. If you can, just try to ignore it. Yeah. So, you might already have noticed this picture, and you might be wondering, what in the world is this? Well, this is something what we call a hydraulic press. And Pascal's law has something to do with P1 equals F1 divided by A1. Or actually I can say P equals F1 divided by A1 to find the pressure. Now with this, we can find a lot like the force. So I'm going to do the force, finding the force of this diagram I drew here. I'm going to write this up here if you need any reference. So I drew here. We're going to push a force which is called F1, and that is 100 newtons. And we're finding the force that's coming out of it. Okay? So we also know that here it is 5 centimeters in diameter, 2 meters in diameter. Now you can use this to find F2, the force that is coming up. And if you're curious, it has to be a fluid or any type of gas in right here. So right here is blue. That means it's going to be water. It can be anything, nitrogen, anything. So we can use this formula and transform it. So we're gonna find F2. Now this one does not have F2 in it, but it is exactly the same as F2 over A2. So they are exactly the same. Okay, so to do it, we're just gonna write down everything we know. So F1 over A1 is equal to this one right here, F2 over A2. And I think you can hear some Dantedium video playing in the background. Try to ignore it. So you're gonna use this type of thing. I'm gonna transform it by multiplying each side by A2. Hopefully it's multiplying. And then you'll get a formula that should be equals F2 is equal to F1 times A2 over A1. So I'm going to delete some. Hopefully you copied down some, because I'm going to delete it. It's a bit squishy. And I'm going to copy this, delete it, copy it here. Actually, I should have. Never mind. Let's not talk about that. Oops. Give me a second. Move right here, and then I'm going to outline in blue, so you know how to find F2. So to find F2, we know that F1, which is right here. Then let me write again. F2 is equal to F1, which is 100 newtons. I'm going to times it by A2. Now, since A2, the area is supposed to be a circle right here, as you can see. if it's a square, it's going to be a square, but since I chose to be a circle, hopefully you know how to find the area of a circle. If you're not, I'm going to put a card somewhere around the right here. Should pop up any moment. And so I'm just gonna write it. So 100 times the pi, and since A2 is 2 meters, you want to have the radius. Since 2 meters is the diameter, you're going to divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so you're going to times 1, and then squared. Just give me a second. And if you don't know the formula for the circle, it is this. I'll put it up right here. Okay, so I'm going to divide it by here. Pi is right here. You multiply by 5 centimeters, but wait. Actually, never, not the weight yet. We need to find the radius. It's going to divide it by 2, and you get yourself with 0.25. Wait. 50 centimeters. I mean. And you get yourselves with 0.25. Not 0.25. I'm so sorry. You're gonna get yourself with 25 centimeters, okay? And since in the SI International Units, or IS, I forgot, it is always in meters, okay? It's always in meters, and since this is in centimeters, 25 centimeters is equal to 0.25 centimeters. I mean meters. That's why I said 0.25, because I skipped this step. But now, so you're going to multiply by 0.25, blah blah blah, and then square. Now, first step you can do is cancel out those pi, cancel, so there's no more pi, and then you're going to do the equation. You're going to multiply this with this. So you will get an answer of 1,600 newtons. Hopefully you understand and you don't, and you're not confused. If you do get confused, you can re-watch the. I'm sorry, my AC is going. It's going so badly in the video. There's so much background noise. Anyways, if you don't understand, you can always re-watch the video, so you have a better understanding of Pascal's law. So I'm going to rewrite it right here. F2 is equal to 1,600 newtons. And we also know that F1 is also equal to 100 newtons. So now that we know this, we're going to move on to the next thing that you can also find. The mechanical advantage. Now the mechanical advantage, to find it, MA, which is mechanical advantage, is equal to the force coming out, which is also F2, over the force that's going in, which is 100 newtons. So we're just going to write it, MA is equal to 1,600 newtons divided by 100 newtons. That will give you a mechanical advantage of 16. Hopefully you know how to do it. Hopefully it's not confusing. You're just going to use this formula. If you don't understand this and you have trouble, you can also write it like this. MA is also equal to F2 divided over F1. Because the force that's going in is F1 and the force going out is F2.